Hi, this is Joanna with The Rooted Belly, a place where we share recipes that are rooted in a whole food, plant-based way of eating. So I don't know about you, but I go to the grocery store and I buy herbs all the time, and I'll usually use what I need for the recipe I'm making, and I'll end up sometimes with 2/3 of the bunch left over. And I really wanted to find some recipes that I could use that with. So this is one of those recipes, and today I have cilantro, but you can use parsley, cilantro, dill, whatever herbs you have left in your refrigerator. This is gonna be a cilantro dressing, and the base of it is actually gonna use a white bean. Then we're also gonna add in about a half a cup of raw cashews. This is 1 can of beans that's been rinsed and cleaned. And then this is the bunch of cilantro that I had left over from the week. And to that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. You can use whatever vinegar you prefer. And then I do have some water that is used to basically get the consistency to what you want. So I have about a cup of water on hand that I'm gonna add to the blender as I go along. So let's get everything into the blender. I'm gonna start with my beans and then add the nuts. You can soak the nuts for 1 to 2 hours to get them softer, but sometimes I forget to do that, and it has worked both ways. Just don't use the water that you actually soak the beans with, soak the cashews with. Just drain it and rinse it. Okay, got the cilantro in there. I'm gonna get my apple cider vinegar. I'm going to put my seasoning. And then I'm gonna start with about a half a cup of water. And then start her up. It's gonna get loud. So once it's done, you're gonna check your blender, see if that's the consistency you want. That looks pretty good to me. That's basically where I would want it, but you can make it thinner. And then you just pour it out. Scrape out your, you don't wanna leave any of these back, but for right now, I'll save it for when we're done. And then you can just taste it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. There's definitely that acidity there, but you get that nice fresh herb flavor. And then taste it. Oh my gosh, it's so creamy, but then there's also that acidity. And right now that does not need salt to me, but it depends on your taste. So I always have a little bit of salt ready in case you need to add that to it. But this is so delicious. You can put this on a burrito bowl. You can roast up some potatoes and have this as a dipping sauce. You can add it to your salad after you've dressed it with a little bit of your favorite vinegar. There's so many different uses for it, but just so you know, once it sits in your fridge, it can thicken up a little bit. So you just want to add in a little bit of water if that happens. But this recipe and all recipes can be found at therootedbelly.com, and thanks for stopping by.